Hello everyone, and today we're going to be Today we're going to be profiling Red Eyes Virus Dragons. Why Virus Dragons, you ask? Because this deck, the Red Eyes archetype is terrible. There's just not much I could do with it, and I said, well, you know, Cosmos can run full force virus. They're big dark monsters. Red Eyes should be able to run full force virus. They're big dark monsters, and you know what? That's pretty good. So 3 Red Eyes Black Dragon, 1 Summon Skull. I know there's a Gemini variant of it, but I like being able to fuse from the deck with it. And if you draw it in hand, you can just get rid of it with the lure anyway. 1 Darkness Metal, because it's broken. 3 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragons, because they're level 7 Red Eyes monsters for our Cards of the Red Stone and our Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars. 1 Red Eyes Impact, because you need it. It's a level 6 dragon for one of the fusions. 3 Blackstone Legends, because it gets you Red Eyes or this card, or this card I guess, or this card. 1 Red Eyes Metal Knight Gearfried, and this is because when this is destroyed and gets this from deck and equips to it, you can destroy a spell or trap card. 1 Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, because if you draw into it, you can always get rid of it with a lure. If you don't want to draw into it, you can pitch it with Red Eyes Fusion. And sometimes in game it's a really giant beat stick because you have a bunch of dragons. You can potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You can potentially have 17 dragons, which would make it into a plus 5100. 7,500 beater, which would be amazing. Probably wouldn't happen, but it'd be amazing. Red Eyes Baby Dragon, because it recruits for any Red Eyes monster from your deck when it's destroyed. Star Dragon Planeteer, because it allows you to get Red Eyes to your hand or Black Flare to your hand, and that allows you to resolve any of these lovely cards, which allows you to get into what you really want. 1 Prime, because it's a level 6 dragon for the fusion, and because it can stop a monster effect that would destroy monsters. Sorry, it can stop a effect that would destroy monsters. You can stop Dark Hole with this, or Regeki. Lord of the Red, because it's great to summon Lord of the Red, activate this engrave, then destroy front row or destroy back row. Anytime you would activate a card or effect, you can target a monster on the field and destroy it, or target a spell, or target a spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. You can only use both of those once per turn. It's pretty great. Sacred Sword of 7 Star, remove a level 7 monster from field or hand, so if you're really desperate, you can use Blackstone, get out this, and then remove it, and then draw 2. You can only use it once per turn. Cards of the Red Stone, discard a level 7 Red Eyes monster, so this or this. Draw 2, you can only use this once per turn. You can then send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster from deck to graveyard. You can get rid of these dead draws from deck really quickly. Allure, you should know what this does by now. Draw 2 cards, remove a dark, or discard your hand. Upstart, you should know what this does by now. Regeki, board wipe. Dark Hole, board wipe. So, Red Eyes Fusion. Best card in the deck. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster list Red Eyes monsters as a fusion material from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or deck as fusion material monsters. And if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal or special summon monsters the turn you activate this card. You can only activate 1 Red Eyes Fusion per turn. Red Eyes Insight. Send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Add a Red Eyes spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Accept Red Eyes Insight. You can only activate 1 Red Eyes Insight per turn. This is the ritual spell for Lord of the Red. The only good thing about this is that you can also banish monsters from your graveyard. Dragon's Mirror, because you can make this card, and this card's really good. We'll cover that in a second. So these are the MVPs of the deck. Full Force Virus, tribute 1 dark monster with 2,000 or more defense. Check your opponent's hand, all monsters they control and all cards they draw until the end of the 3rd turn after this card's activation. Destroy all those monsters with 1,500 or less defense. This, destroys Pendulum Magicians. It's actually really funny how bad this and this destroy Pendulum Magicians. I actually have a couple of games where it was just a complete blowout against Pendulum Magicians because they just didn't have a hand. Eradicator, tribute a dark monster with 2,500 or more attack. Declare card type, spell or trap. Check your opponent's hand, all spell and trap cards they control, and all cards they draw until the 3rd turn after this card's activation. Destroy all cards of that type. So like you call spells if it's spell heavy deck they go, if you call traps if trap heavy deck they go. Like this, get rid of all their monsters, this get rid of all their spells, Pendulum Magicians just lose. Now you're probably saying, huh, how do I resolve both? Well, you either have to have two monsters on board, or you can have this guy on board, tribute him for Epidemic, and then when he goes to the grave, he brings out, when he goes to the grave, you target a normal monster you're in your graveyard and special summon, so you can bring out this or this, and then use full force fires. So this guy, when he's fusion summoned, you can send any red eyes from your hand or deck to the graveyard and inflict half the damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of the monster. I always send something I don't want to draw into, like this guy, and when he leaves the field, you get that reborn effect, which is great. I've never used Red Eye Slash Dragon. I know it's in here, I know I could use it, but I've never used it. So its effect is kind of irrelevant. You can read it if you want. This guy's really good. Once per turn, if this card battles, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. If a damage calculation is performed involving this fusion summoned card at the end of the battle phase, you can target one Red Eye's normal monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack, and then shuffle that card into the deck. It recycles and inflicts damage, and I honestly like it. This is a beat stick. Never actually used it. This card's great. Cannot be destroyed by battle except by another normal monster. Must be fusion summoned. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. And you can only control one. And honestly, it's unaffected. It's unaffected by other monsters' effects. And honestly, it's really good. You can just sit on it for a while. Five-headed dragon in case you need like another beat stick, which you can use with Dragon's Mirror. So Red Eye's Flare Metal can't be destroyed on its XYZ material. That's great. The fact that you can detach one XYZ material, then target a Red Eyes in your graveyard and special summon it is really great. Being able to actually resolve that effect is nice. Master of Blades, during either player's turn when a card or effect is activated, detach one from this card, negate the activation, destroy that card, then destroy one card in the field. Haven't went into it yet, but it's pretty decent. Draco Sack, detach one, make two tokens, tribute token, destroy a card. Never use Thunder Charger in the deck. Big Eye, detach one, take a card. Lucky Straight, that's just there for the meme. And Galaxy Tomahawk, you can make a lot of tokens to link with. I'm not running any links in here just because I never needed to use them. This pretty much got me there all the time. So let's go ahead and get into the replays that I have for you. A couple of the replays I was teching one Rainbow Dark Dragon in here just because I could. So we're going to watch this Red Eyes versus Lightsworn game that I've labeled as a blowout. So here we go. Activate Insight, send that, get the fusion, activate the fusion, get that guy, activate his effect, send that because I don't want to draw it, inflict 12, set the full force virus. I said, okay, so here's a Lightsworn, here's a Wolf, let Wolf resolve. Now that Wolf's on board, full force virus, there goes your hand in your field, all you have left is Honest. And it's not much, but I get my Black Flare. So I'm just here like, well, I have massive card advantage, and I just top decked another Red Eyes fusion. Life is good. So I'm going to attack, and then I'm going to go for game with the effect, inflict 24 to him, and they're done. It was just a complete blowout. I know you guys are saying Lightsworn is not the most meta of decks. It does have a couple of regional YCS tops recently, so I mean, they didn't really draw the best hand. It was all monsters, but still, that was pretty cool. So now we're gonna do versus Counter Fairies. This game drags on for a long time. I didn't know Counter Fairies had this card to recycle. I don't think it's a great card, but it's annoying. So draw 2, Planeteer, Dragon's Mirror, pass turn, add the flare. So this guy lets him gain 1,000 when a counter trap resolves. There's the drop off. If you guys notice, I'm never going to get to draw cards after this, pretty much. It's going to be really, really, really annoying. So they negate. There's the Parsath. Too bad I turned that to defense already like a noob. So they're going to turn that to defense. They're going to attack over it, I guess, to do more damage. Some of the stupid thing gives them a counter trap. See, I would have desired first and then got the art. I mean, duality first, got the Artemis, and then just discarded that and kept the Artemis. I'd rather draw a card, so that's just me. So they have nothing to stop the attack. I'm going to attack over. I had a drastic drop off activate, so I'm not going to get my card. I found out that this thing lets them continuously recycle drastic drop off, so once again, not going to get my card. We're going to attack into it. They have 4 cards left in deck, but it doesn't matter because they're going to use this again, and they're going to recycle again. And this is where I think they mess up because they're not putting monsters on top, and I'm just going to keep running over their monsters, and they have nothing to stop attacks. So they get to draw a card, and I don't get to draw again. Then they negate the Allure because I don't know why. I probably wouldn't have drawn anything anyway. I was just so frustrated at one point. I wanted to be able to have cards, you know? So they didn't put the monster back, and I'm just like, huh? Can I have Blackstone, please? Nope, Solemn Strike. And so by this point, I'm just like, I'm probably going to lose this. This is the most frustrating game I've played all day. And this card counts as Sanctuary in the Sky, by the way, so I can keep using Divine Punishment. So, no cards for me, ever. It's not cost to remove, so I'm just going to attempt that effect next turn. But thankfully, they were stupid and they didn't do what they needed to do and put a monster on top. They could have kept this game going a lot longer by just like setting a monster. But I'm just going to go for a perfect game here because I'm done with their shenanigans. So that shows an example of just how good that one card is to sit on, because you first the dragons, because you can just leave it there. It can't die by battle. It's actually kind of relevant still. I mean, people have to use a Trigate or a Firewall Dragon or something to get around it. So here we go. Here's some Lightsworn zombies for you with a Sharanui engine. I'm just gonna pop that out there, burn them. That's the best play I had. I set this. I don't know why I set this. I had a cold over the weekend, and I was just like, and during the middle of the week, and I was just like, it's a good idea to set Dragon's Mare Herder. I mean, kind of glad I did, because they don't get rid of it right now for some reason, and now they can't Omega it. So I draw. They're gonna put the thing back. I'm gonna get the fusion. They're gonna activate on resolution. Luckily they don't hit the fusion. We get it anyway. We get that Black Skull. And there's that Black Skull effect for game again. It's like they had to hit the fusion. I don't know why they took that gamble. I would have just left Omega on field to get run over, because you could have at least lived, but oh, here, we're going to do Red Eyes versus Pendulum Magicians, because Pendulum Magicians are actually relevant in the meta. I'm going to just have a blowout victory against Pendulum Magicians here. There, that's all it takes. I'm serious, you guys. So we're going to add Pendulum Graph, and it's like, Rip-a-roni their hand? Yeah, they're gonna surrender, and from here it's like I can draw 2, I can set that in case they beat over, and I can get a bigger card. If I draw a Red Eyes off that, I can get the cards of the Red Stone and load the grave up. Like, I'm in a good position there, but I just thought that was so funny. And then just for giggles, we're gonna do the last replay, which is Red Eyes versus A, B, C, V, W, X, Y, Z, Dragon Catapult Cannon. Actually playing Shard of Greed was in my life. So I got Mirror Force. I'm gonna activate the Full Force Virus just because I hit nothing, so I got no value out of that. I should just let the Mirror Force resolve. But it's okay, we're gonna attempt number 2. And so here's where it starts going downhill for me a little bit. Shorter grade lets them draw 2 cards, 4 cards. And I'm just like, this is not good. Also, why did I wait to use Call the Haunted until after this was out to get the equip? I'm just saying. So here's the battle phase, and I'm just like, this is not good for me. I was like, oh, Dark Hole, that's pretty good. And by here I'm like, that's exactly what I needed. And out comes the surrender, I believe, because I'm just like, oh no, they're actually going to continue on here. YZ Tank Dragon, that's funny. There's the surrender. Alright guys, so let me know if you like this. Request a deck profile down below if you want me to profile it. I pretty much profile anything that is not in the meta or should be played, really. And I hope that you guys like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.